stronger by through fire starts to play on your TV, tablet, phone, however you are watching CWF's Vanguard today, coming to you live from the Climate Pledge Arena in the Emerald City of Seattle, Washington. Live from the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle, Washington, USA. I breathe. I breathe to see the truth. And it's not you anymore. I don't need your complications. Greed is all you offer. We start with a shot from episode 2 of Vanguard, as Gabriel Tuck gets nailed as he's trying for his wolf strike, and ends up getting his own brass knuckles used against him by Owen O'Rourke. And the aftermath of that. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never define me. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never complete me. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never control me. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never break me down. It then cuts to Apathy making her triumphant return to the ring, and successfully defeating the future Kyle in the ring. I can't believe in you any longer. I am stronger. I can't believe in you any longer. I am stronger than you. It then goes to Mad Morales as he defeats Hano Kuro, and the subsequent Viper Squad beating that followed on the large man from Japan. You are empty, you are guilty, you are dead, you are dead. Dead to me, and I'm never looking back. I will leave you behind rusted, lost in time. It then goes to multiple shots of Steve Murdoch's defeat at the hands of Monster Mammoth in what was Vanguard's first hardcore matchup. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never define me. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never complete me. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never control me. Fuck that, I don't need that. You will never break me down. It then cuts to a recap of Warzone's episode 2, when Valora Salinas arrived in a business suit, then to Armand Von Kraus and Blaze McClancy in the ring, talking about the new ownership situation. I can't believe in you any longer. I am stronger. I can't believe in you any longer. I am stronger than you. We then get to Eddie Williams defeating Larry Lansdowne. Pulled me under, but now I'm well. You're never ever gonna break me down. You're never ever gonna break me down. And you ripped my heart out, but now I'm well. A bit of Frank Windsor when he made his announcement and challenge for the Conquest title to cash in his Valor Championship prize. You're never ever gonna break me down. You're never ever gonna break me down. And you stole my soul, but now I'm whole. Now I'm whole. Fuck that. The Bastards, composed of Frank Windsor and Rob Riot defeating Pacific Rim via submission on Akhlaq Flonat. I can't believe in you any longer. I am stronger. I can't believe in you any longer. I am stronger than you. The Carnival failing in their attempt to dethrone the tag team champions of Team Reinhardt, with the Bastards giving commentary and other things outside of the ring. I believe I'm stronger than you. 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 I'm stronger than you. I'm stronger than you. And it finishes with Abigail Dresden connecting with a swansong flip piledriver on Ira Waters to claim her first CWF title, the Valor Championship. It then comes in for a drone camera shot of the Climate Pledge Arena, and its huge crowd for tonight's Vanguard. The screen splits into 4 separate feeds as the drones all split. They pass through the crowd in a rapid fashion until they then all converge on the central announcer's desk at ringside. We find Jessica Carr and Victoria Hill sitting there, dressed to impress and ready to be your guides through tonight's Vanguard. Jessica Carr, good evening and welcome to the Emerald City of Seattle, Washington. I'm Jessica Carr, and this is Victoria Hill. I'm Victoria Hill, and we are your host for CWF's Vanguard. And as Jessica said, tonight we're in Seattle, Washington, as we have a hell of a show for you tonight. Jessica Carr, that we do, Vicky. Tonight's dual main events are two people who are trying to one-up each other lately, but not facing each other. Victoria Hill, Owen O'Rourke will be taking on Wicked Cat Hale, and Gabriel Tuck takes on the now former Valor champion, Ira Waters. But we know that Tuck and O'Rourke are wanting to get hands on each other. Jessica Carr, well, more like throw hands at each other. Victoria Hill, same thing. We'll also see a member of the Viper Squad, the future Kyle, taking on Mysterian. Jessica Carr, and what will Mysterian be tonight? We all want to know. Victoria Hill, that we do. We'll also have the debuting Keystone State Killer Chris Ross taking on one half of the Carnival in the Marquis de Harlequin. Jessica Carr, is the Marquis being punished for the Carnival failing to take the tag team titles last Warzone? And he's got a test in front of him tonight in the Keystone State Killer. Victoria Hill, yes, we saw that guy try to use a screwdriver back in that other Fed we can't talk about anymore. Jessica Carr, yes, Chris Ross is a bit scary. Victoria Hill, yes, he is, so scary. Just like Mammoth. Big, strong, scary guys. Jessica Carr, Vicky? Victoria suddenly starts to fan herself with her papers. Victoria Hill, oh, yes. I'm here. So where were we? Jessica Carr, well, another lead-up we have will be for Warzone, where we will find out who the two new co-owners of the CWF are, as we have a conclusion to the legal troubles that have plagued us since guerrilla warfare back at the end of Season 1. Victoria Hill, and who are they? Jessica Carr, well, we know Armand von Kraus wants to know, that's for sure. Victoria Hill, oh, that he does. Just not sure if we'll want someone who can stand up to Von Kraus or someone he can just block and run over. Jessica Carr, all we know so far is that two people have purchased the shares that were owned by Joey and Jackie Lazarus, respectively. And they will be revealed on our sister show, Warzone, coming up from the Tacoma Dome. Victoria Hill, well, let's get Vanguard started then. What do we have coming up first? Jessica Carr, well, first we have someone who has become known as the CWF mascot, Lady Lana Hill, taking on a newcomer on her CWF tryout match, the Arabian Princess Alice Ali. Victoria Hill, Arabian Princess? Jessica Carr, yes. She is of Arabian descent and wrestles. Let's take it to Marcella in the ring for the intros. Victoria Hill, take it away, Marcella. Marcella Sancho, the next contest is the opening bout of the evening and is scheduled for one fall. Featuring first the challenger, hailing from Los Angeles, California, she is the Arabian Princess. As the arena lights turn dark and dim, Alice Ali's entrance video and No One Likes You by the Scorpions plays. Alice Ali enters the stage. Before she makes her way down the entrance ramp, she does a pose similar to Sabu's infamous pose before she walks to the ring with a confident grin on her face. She enters the ring by sliding under the bottom ring rope. Jessica Carr, Alice Ali, better known as the Arabian Princess, makes her debut tonight against Lady Lana Hill. She looks good coming down to the ring. Victoria Hill, looking good and being good are really two different things. Marcella Sancho, and her opponent, hailing from London, England, she is Lady Lana Hill. Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC begins playing as four new female bodyguards walk out from the back. Two of them hold open the curtain so that Lady Lana Hill can walk out onto the entrance stage to the cheering of the fans. She looks around at the crowd, enthused by the change of attitude from the fans, and heads down to the ring while being flanked by her bodyguards. Two of them hop up to the ring apron to hold open the ropes for Lana to enter into the ring and hop back down to stand at ringside. Jessica Carr, I see that Mark and Fred have been reassigned to guard Lana's parents. They were a negative influence who took their job entirely too seriously. Victoria Hill, yeah, they worked to help guard Lana's career too and helped to get her wins instead of just standing by. Jessica Carr, not the best thing in the world to do, but I feel them. Victoria Hill, I would imagine that these bodyguards have been coached to not get involved in her matches unless her life was in danger. Jessica Carr, that would be for the best. Victoria Hill, yeah, though I would be liberal with that definition. As the bell sounded to start the match, the Arabian Princess and Lady Lana Hill begin circling around one another while looking for an opening to strike. They quickly lock up, Lana turning it almost instantly into a side headlock. Alice shoves Lana into the ropes and goes for a clothesline on the rebound, but Lana ducks under the arm and continue onto the ropes. On the next rebound, Lana strikes Alice down with a running dropkick. Alice gets right back up, but walks right into an inverted exploder. Alice is right back up but is caught with a hanging soccer kick that sends her right back to the mat. Lana looks around to the cheering crowd with a grin and backs up to the ropes to use as a slingshot to run back at Alice to hit a running elbow drop. Lana goes for the pinfall. Referee, Troy Reynolds, gets into position to make the count. 1, 2. THR Alice kicks out. Jessica Carr, Lady Lana dominant so far in this match. Victoria Hill, not often that we see this kind of thing happening. Jessica Carr, true, but it is tonight. Victoria Hill, it's telling us either that Alice is that bad or that Lana has improved that much. Lana gets up and heads to the ropes, bouncing off of them and heading right back at Alice. She goes for the V-trigger, but Alice drops and rolls out of the ring. Lana changes gears, running for the ropes instead and grabs them to stop her momentum. Alice slips back into the ring and gets to her feet, running for the ropes. On the rebound, Lana catches her and hits a deep 6 before going for the pinfall again. Troy Reynolds gets into position for the count. 1, 2. THR Alice gets a shoulder up. Lana jumps to her feet and heads for the ropes as Alice is slow to get to her hands and knees. Lana comes back and hits the V-trigger. Alice is out on the mat as Lana goes for the cover, hooking the leg. 1, 2, 3. Jessica Carr, Lady Lana Hill wins the match. Victoria Hill, a broken clock is right twice a day. Marcela Sancho, winner of the match via pinfall, Lady Lana Hill. Lady Lana Hill celebrates in the ring while the Arabian Princess heads to the back. Jessica Carr, she did it, Lady Lana won. Victoria Hill, well, looks like the Arabian Princess tryout was for naught. Jessica Carr, that it would seem. We're going to go ahead and cut to a quick ad break. Victoria Hill, and more CWF Vanguard when we return. Where your stalkers can follow, but can't post, because we want their personal data, not their opinion. Face Twatter, validating the verified. The show comes back with Marcela Sancho in the ring. The announcers come in via voice only. Victoria Hill, welcome back to Vanguard. We're getting ready for another debut tonight as the Keystone State Killer Chris Ross will be coming out to join the CWF and face the Marquita Harlequin in a singles matchup. Victoria Hill, and we'll let Marcela do the announcements. Marcela Sancho, the following contest has been scheduled for one fall. Featuring first the challenger, hailing from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, he is Chris the Keystone State Killer Ross. Black Flame by Barry Tomorrow plays over the loudspeakers as red and blue lights flicker resembling police lights as the Keystone State Killer storms out with his screwdriver in hand. He walks down the ramp and slides into the ring before sliding off his sunglasses and setting them under one of the ropes. He climbs to one of the top ropes, raising his screwdriver over his head almost like it's a sword before he climbs down, setting it under one of the turnbuckles. Jessica Carr, it's my understanding that Chris is skilled with that screwdriver. Victoria Hill, I don't know how being skilled with a screwdriver is going to help in a wrestling match. Jessica Carr, I think he stabs people with it as horrible as it sounds. Victoria Hill, that does sound horrible. How is that wrestling? Marcela Sancho, and his opponent, hailing from Paris, France, he is the Marquis de Harlequin. Marquis de Harlequin enters with a Baroque-themed orchestral overture. The arena dims to near darkness, save for a spotlight that follows him, casting large, distorted shadows. He weaves through the shadows, his movements both graceful and eerie. As he approaches the ring, he produces phantom flames in his hands, tossing them into the air where they transform into a flock of doves that scatter into the arena. Upon reaching the ring, he takes a dramatic bow, a sly smirk playing across his lips, as the lights suddenly return to full brightness. Jessica Carr, this is the first singles match here in the CWF for both Chris Ross and Marquis de Harlequin. Should be interesting to see how it turns out. Victoria Hill, I like the Marquis. He's an interesting sort of fellow with Katya Carnivalka. Jessica Carr, I don't know. He's just so much. Victoria Hill, so much what? Jessica Carr, everything. Like he tries to be the smartest wrestler in the room, but he isn't. Victoria Hill, well, I mean, he is a smart guy. Let's hope he doesn't take a screwdriver to the ribs tonight. As the bell sounds to begin the match, Chris and the Marquis begin circling around one another while looking for an opening which to strike. Chris punches Marquis in the midsection, but catches an ear pop in exchange. Marquis backs up and doubles over from the punch while Chris holds at his ears. Marquis is the first to recover, hitting a few European uppercuts to back Chris up against the ropes where he flings the man across the ring in an Irish whip. On the rebound, Marquis meets Chris in the middle of the ring with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Jessica Carr, Marquis with the offensive right off the bat. Victoria Hill, this could be a quick match if this continues. The Marquis pulls Chris up and hits a sit-out powerbomb before holding onto him for the pinfall. Referee Erica Costa Alvarez gets into position to make the count. 1. TW Chris kicks out. The Marquis gets up and is met by Chris, who slugs him in the side of the head. The Marquis returns the favor and the brawl is on as the two go back and forth slugging one another. The Marquis shifts gears, holding his palm in front of Chris' face, and there is a bright flash of light that blinds him. The Marquis takes advantage of this momentary blindness with an overhead belly-to-belly suplex. He gets right back up and watches as Chris starts to get up and punt kicks him in the face, sending blood and spittle spraying across the mat. Jessica Carr, that was a brutal kick. Totally uncalled for. Victoria Hill, it served to keep Chris down, didn't it? Chris Ross crawls across the ring to his corner while the Marquis stalks him. Chris reaches for his screwdriver, but the Marquis stomps on his wrist before that can happen. Marquis pulls Chris up and shoves him into the turnbuckles. Chris begins to fall forward as if he were passing out. The Marquis catches him and then yelps out in pain as Chris Ross bites him on the shoulder, drawing blood before Erica can get him off of the Marquis. The Marquis backs up a couple of steps, but that just gives Chris the opening to kick him right in the family jewels. He hits a Death Valley driver as the Marquis doubles over in pain and holds for the pinfall. 1, 2. THR the Marquis kicks out. Chris snarls at Erica, who is sure to tell him that it was just a 2 count. Chris jumps, landing on the Marquis in a mounted position and starts striking him with elbows to the mouth, sending blood and spittle across the mat with each hard strike. The Marquis rolls to get Chris off of him and gets back to his feet. Chris slips behind him and goes for a German suplex, but catches an elbow to the side of the head instead. The Marquis spins around and grabs Chris by the shoulders, hitting several knee lifts, though a few of them were low blows. He then takes Chris down with a Russian leg sweep before hopping back to his feet. Jessica Carr, I think the Marquis won the battle of the low blows there. Victoria Hill, I feel sorry for men who have to go through that. Chris Ross pulls on the ropes in the corner to get back to his feet, though he is clearly dazed. The Marquis de Harlequin slowly walks over, pulling a glove off and slapping Chris with it. Chris slinks down, being held up by his armpits hooked onto the top rope. The Marquis walks toward the other side of the ring and reveals a small block of metal that was hidden in the glove that Erica does not see. The Marquis begins to cross the ring with a running series of acrobatic backhand springs culminating in a back elbow splash against the turnbuckle. Jessica Carr, Noble Decree followed by Carnival's Call. This match could be on its way to being done. Victoria Hill, it could be, yeah. The Marquis brings Chris out of the corner and hits a disorienting flourish of quick strikes that ends with a devastating backstabber, leaving him in a crumpled heap. The Marquis goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Marcela Sancho, winner of the match via pinfall, the Marquis de Harlequin. Jessica Carr, Chris Ross tried hard, but someone has to lose. Victoria Hill, I'm sure on the next outing that he will do better. Jessica Carr, true that. Victoria Hill, sometimes it takes a loss to go on a winning streak. Jessica Carr, and at that, we once again have to pay the bills here. So let's get the ad out of the way and come back for more Vanguard. Musty juice. Lip-smacking goodness in a bottle. Purchase where good booze is sold. We return from a commercial break to hear Just Close Your Eyes by Fivefold play in the arena as Owen O'Rourke makes his way to the ring holding a steel chair. Jessica Carr, hey, it's a bit early for Owen to be out here, isn't it? Victoria Hill, yeah, he's supposed to be facing Cat Hale later, but in a normal match, why does he have the steel chair? Jessica Carr, maybe after his disqualification loss to Gabriel Tuck, Owen might be liking to get himself DQ'd from now on? Victoria Hill, that sounds so dumb, but yet believable considering who you're talking about. Owen rolls into the ring and sets the chair down, then asks for a microphone. Once he gets it, he sits on the chair. Owen O'Rourke, cut the bloody music off. The crowds react mixed to Owen with a little more booze. Owen O'Rourke, you know I'm out here because that rat bastard Tuck got what he deserved last week, and yet you fucks boo me for doing what was right, huh? What? You people wouldn't give someone who clocked you in the mouth with metal knucks the same feeling? The crowd mostly boos to the Irishman. Owen O'Rourke, oh you would, huh? That makes you as terrible and as scum as that top scumbag Tuck. Go ahead, embrace yourself, you scum. The crowd boos louder as Owen raises his arms in encouragement. Even going out is chanting you suck. To O'Rourke. Jessica Carr, boy Owen really isn't winning any fans around here. Owen O'Rourke, yeah I know you lot do. You can all suck my Irish dick. Hey Tuck. Why not come out here and join your people of scum and villainy? Come on you shitebag. Iron Wolf by Beast Wars begins playing as Gabriel Tuck walks out from the back. He smiles down at ringside. Gabriel Tuck, an awful lot of name-calling for you, motherfucker. What are you, 12? The crowd begins cheering lightly. Gabriel looks skeptical, but continues. Gabriel Tuck, were you or were you not fucking with the referee? A referee that paid me for protection? I didn't come down to the ring and give you a mouthful of blood for free, you know. Though seeing as how you are reacting like a spoiled child, I would have done that shit for free. Now the crowd is really cheering for Gabriel. An act that's not lost on him as he grins wide. Jessica Carr, I guess it's a battle to see who is the bigger asshole and Owen is winning. Victoria Hill, well, I mean, Gabriel just did what he was paid to do. It makes sense, and it also makes sense that Owen would want some payback for it. Owen looks at the crowd and smirks as they cheer Tuck. Owen O'Rourke, see this? All this is why you are scum, because you like this piece of biker trash. What kind of grunt does anything for free? I'll tell ya, scum. Worthless shit stains just like you. Owen raises from his chair and folds it back up as the crowd boos Owen loudly. Owen O'Rourke, but you're right about one thing, Gabe. Doing shit for free can be fun. So I'll break my own rule. Just for you, you bastard. Owen throws his chair at Tuck and then his microphone before charging at Tuck. Owen and Gabriel begin brawling at the entrance stage, something that is cut short quickly when Yukio Kushinaga McClancy storms out with several security guards to pull them back from one another. Owen O'Rourke, you think we're done? Not by a long shot. Gabriel Tuck, I've already beat you. Owen O'Rourke, we will meet again. This I promise, and I will ruin you. Yukio Kushinaga McClancy, I said that is enough. Baka! Owen and Gabriel are taken to the back. Jessica Carr, I don't think these two are done with each other yet. Victoria Hill, they should keep in mind the rule about not fighting when not in the ring for a match. Jessica Carr, yeah. Victoria Hill, we will see what happens to these two. Jessica Carr, well, let's get to the ring for our next match. Victoria Hill, Viper Squad is sending out one of their own, the future Kyle, to take on Mysterian. Jessica Carr, and tossing it to Marcella. Marcella Sancho, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Featuring first, hailing from New York, he is the future Kyle. As Lil Bibby, water instrumental starts, the lights go out and it's pitch black. About 25 seconds go by and no one walks out from the back. A minute goes by as the music plays and no one comes out from the back. Jessica Carr, what's going on? Where's Kyle? Victoria Hill, maybe he's with the other Viper Squad goons and jumping someone in the back? Kyle's music starts again, but no one comes out from the back. This time the Jumbotron lights up to show Mad Morales and Monster Mammoth by the down form of the future Kyle, whose face is a mask of blood with a severely dented steel chair lying beside him. Mad Morales, who did this to you? Monster Mammoth, I'll crush him. Kyle doesn't answer as he is clearly knocked out. Eviwood runs to the back, meeting up with EMTs to check on the down Kyle and to get him to medical. Marcella Sancho, I am getting word that Kyle vs. Mysterian will be cancelled tonight due to possible injuries inflicted upon Kyle. Thank you for your understanding. Jessica Carr, welp, the match isn't happening thanks to whoever attacked Kyle in the back. Who do you think it was, Victoria? Victoria Hill, I think that Morales and Mammoth will be spending some time trying to figure out who they can have their revenge against. Jessica Carr, welp, Marcella and the ref are talking. Victoria Hill, we are getting word. Marcella Sancho, for the fact that Kyle has been found unconscious and Mysterian missing, we will not be having this match. So I'm being told we're going to move on to the next matchup. Jessica Carr, and our GM is just moving on. Hopefully we don't need Evie out here for this one. I think Kyle might need to go to a local medical facility. Victoria Hill, you mean a hospital? Jessica Carr, yes, but doesn't that sound cool when we say it that way? Victoria Hill, no, makes you sound like a bloody idiot. Now let's get on to the next matchup. Jessica Carr, and time for Owen O'Rourke and Wicked Cat Hale. Marcella Sancho, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Featuring first the challenger, hailing from Leitrim, Ireland, he is Owen O'Rourke. Lights dim in the arena as guitar riffs in the arena. Then as Just Close Your Eyes by Fivefold reaches a high point. Oh! A soul light shines on the stage with Owen O'Rourke standing on the stage with his eyes closed, arms stretched wide and hands open. It's a smoke and mirrors. It's a day in day out prison. you're living in. It's smothering the power in you. Owen opens his eyes and lowers his arms and begins marching down the ramp. When the world's out of control and time is always racing, everybody has a place where they can let it go. Owen makes it to ringside and he stands in front of the ring. He begins cracking his neck and hopping on the sides. Then he dives into the ring and rolls to stand back up with his arms stretched again with a green spotlight over him. And fall into the feeling. Take a breath and never leave it. When the world is overwhelming, just close your eyes. You'll find the strength to seize the day. Nothing standing in your way. Just fall into the feeling. Take a breath. It's time to let it go. It's time to let it go. Owen lowers his arms and walks around the ring, taking off his red glasses and jacket and readying for the match. Jessica Carr, last time out he lost by disqualification when he used Gabriel Tuck's own brass knuckles against him. Victoria Hill, it was a brutal way to lose, but it made a point. Owen still can't seem to get enough of Gabriel last I heard. Jessica Carr, you would think that he would have had enough. Victoria Hill, no. I think he wants to make sure that Gabriel never gets in his business ever again. Marcela Sancho, and his opponent, hailing from Grand Junction, Colorado, she is Wicked Cat Hale. The lights begin flashing green, blue, and red as the initial jingle of the Nemo by Nightwish starts. Cat delays hitting the stage for those initial 7 seconds. She comes out wearing a black leather jacket that stops at her mid-drift, and she comes out with high energy, throwing up the rock and roll devil horns a few times, before moving to either side of the stage to engage with the crowd, pointing towards them and then starting to make her way down to the ring. She'll continue interacting with fans near the ramp, high-fiving and occasionally pausing to throw up devil horns with other members of the audience. She makes her way to the south side of the ring, jumps onto the apron, and throws her hands out to either side to pose for the audience. Then, slipping under the middle rope, moves to the opposite end of the ring. Climbing onto the middle rope of the turnbuckle, she'll rock up and down with her head down, covering the top rope until rising and flipping her hair back over her shoulders and pose with her arms spread once again, pointing to members of the audience. At last, she'll step down and strip off her jacket, and sit down on the top turnbuckle with a smile across the ring at Owen, who scowls at her. Jessica Carr, looks like Cat isn't really taking Owen seriously. Victoria Hill, she better change that attitude or else she gonna get owned. Jessica Carr, I'm sure after the first couple of hits, she'll realize her mistake. Victoria Hill, yeah, if those initial hits don't end the match. As the bell sounds to start the match, Owen walks to the center of the ring and motions for Cat to come to him. She laughs a little and hops down from her perch, meeting Owen in the center of the ring. Owen O'Rourke, submit. It's the only way you leave this match without injury. Cat Hale, you serious? Owen O'Rourke, no. There's no way you leave this ring without injury tonight. Cat Hale, fuck you. Cat connects with a high knife-edge chop to the throat of Owen before pulling him down into a small package. Referee, Leroy Wallace, gets into position for the count. 1, 2. THR Owen kicks out. Owen and Cat get to their feet and Owen shoves Cat back to the ropes before grabbing hold of her and whipping her across the ring. On the rebound, Owen lunges at Cat and hits a shoulder charge that levels Cat to the mat. He hits a quick standing knee drop, keeping his knees on her chest. He leans down and smacks her across the face savagely. Owen O'Rourke, stay down. Leroy Wallace gets into position to count the cover. 1, 2. THR Cat gets a shoulder up. Owen grabs Cat by the hair and slams the back of her head into the mat a few times. Owen O'Rourke, I said stay down. Owen motions for Leroy to begin the count again, and he gets into position. 1. TW Cat gets a shoulder up. Jessica Carr, Owen getting impatient, but Cat is holding on for now. Victoria Hill, I wonder how long she can hold on. Owen gets to his feet and watches as Cat slowly gets up. He whips her into the ropes and hits her in the midsection on the rebound with a knee strike. He lifts her up by the waist into a powerbomb position, but twists around when dropping her to land her back onto his knees. Jessica Carr, Irish car bomb. Victoria Hill, not much left to do but count. Owen goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Marcela Sancho, winner of the match via pinfall, Owen O'Rourke. Owen jumps to his feet and yanks his arm back from the referee. He raises both arms into the air to celebrate his win. Owen O'Rourke, see that, Tuck? That's gonna be you when I get done with ya. The crowd boos Owen as he makes his way to the back and the show cuts to commercial. The bastards utter brush it. Utter brush it beer, your life is empty, our bottles aren't. And the show comes back with the announcers at their desk. Jessica Carr, we've had some good action tonight, and it's about to get a bit hotter. Victoria Hill, yes, for the fact that we can guess Owen O'Rourke will be out here to beat the hell out of Gabriel Tuck, who will be coming out for our main event. Jessica Carr, we'll see about that. O'Rourke and Tuck have already pissed off Mrs. McClancy. They start something again. She's likely to use those batons on them. Victoria Hill, well, that I'd maybe pay good money for. Jessica Carr, and Gabriel is getting a shot at the former Valor champion here tonight. Iro Waters lost that belt in his second defense last Warzone to Abigail Dresden. Victoria Hill, the man just cannot overtake Salinas or Riot DNA in the ring. Jessica Carr, well, one has to think, if Tuck can get one over on the former Valor champion, he'll be in line for a shot at that title of his own. Victoria Hill, one would have to think. So let's see if he can do that. Marcela Sancho, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is the main event of the evening. Featuring first the challenger, hailing from the road, he is Gabriel Tuck. Iron Wolf by Beast Wars begins playing as Gabriel Tuck walks out from the back and howls to the fans. He gets a few howls and cheers back. He looks surprised, but grins big and howls again, getting a few more howls in return. He heads down to the ring, slapping a few high fives on the way. Jessica Carr, Gabriel clearly enjoying the attention from the fans. He should probably thank Owen for that. Victoria Hill, yeah, they are cheering for the lesser evil in this situation. Gabriel still works for Armand, so who knows what dark deeds that the madman will want him to do. Marcela Sancho, and his opponent, hailing from Paradise, California, he is Iro Waters. The opening riff of Built to Last by the Protoman hits, and Iro Waters walks to the ring casually and fist bumps a few fans, undaunted by tonight's challenge. He climbs into the ring, hops up to the second rope of the nearest turnbuckle, and gives the crowd a thumbs up. Jessica Carr, Iro looking to turn his luck around tonight after losing the Valor title to Abigail Dresden. Victoria Hill, it's going to be an uphill battle for Iro being against Gabriel. Jessica Carr, yeah, but I think Iro can do it. Victoria Hill, so can Gabriel. This one is a toss-up. As the bell sounds to start the match, Gabriel and Iro meet in the center of the ring where they get face to face. Quickly, it becomes a shoving contest that turns into a brawl as they begin slugging one another. Iro grabs Gabriel and whips him into the ropes, going for a clothesline on the rebound. However, Gabriel ducks under the arm and continues to the ropes on the other side. He rebounds and catches Iro in the back of the head with an elbow. Gabriel hits a Russian leg sweep to send Iro to the mat. Gabriel jumps back to his feet while Iro rolls away to his feet. Gabriel takes a wild swing at Iro, who ducks under it and comes back with an uppercut that flattens Gabriel. Iroh grabs Gabriel by the right ankle and does a quick spinning toe hold before kicking Gabriel right in the hamstring. Gabriel rolls away while grasping at his thigh before getting back to his feet. Iroh is on him, whipping him into the corner and following up with a leaping avalanche. Iroh hits a series of knife-edge chops in the corner before Gabriel grabs him by the arm and twists to switch places with Iroh, sending Iroh chest first into the corner while applying a chicken wing. Jessica Carr, Gabriel turning things right around. Victoria Hill, Iroh still faster on his feet though. Referee, Ashley Beaton, forces Gabriel to break the move and back up out of the corner. Iroh spins around to catch a drop kick to the face. Gabriel backflips from the dropkick, landing on his feet, and lunging at Iroh to catch him with a spear into the corner. He grabs the middle ropes and hits a couple of turnbuckle thrusts before belly-to-belly suplexing Iroh toward the center of the ring. Gabriel jumps to the top rope and turns around, looking at the downed Iroh. He does a moonsault from the top rope, but Iroh gets his knees up in time to catch Gabriel in the midsection. He dumps Gabriel onto the mat and gets up to his feet. Iroh gets Gabriel up onto his shoulders and hits a backbreaker before going for the cover. 1, 2. THR Gabriel kicks out. Iroh kneels up and looks to Ashley, who assures him that it was a 2 count. He gets to his feet and pulls Iroh up before getting him into a full Nelson. He lifts Iroh up and kneels down to drop Gabriel's spine onto his knee. Jessica Carr, Iroh with the dragon install. Victoria Hill, Iroh looking like a winner so far. Iroh stands up and goes to the ropes as Gabriel sits up. On the rebound, Iroh goes for a sliding lariat, but Gabriel lays back down. Iroh slides right out of the ring, landing on the back of his head on the concrete floor. Gabriel gets up, runs across the ring, bounces back and leaps up to the middle of the top rope and moonsaults onto Iroh, taking them both down and into the side of the security railing. Jessica Carr, what the heck? Victoria Hill, that was insane. Gabriel slowly gets up and rolls Iroh into the ring, following him in. That's when the Jumbotron lights up and reveals Owen O'Rourke in the parking lot next to Gabriel's motorcycle. He has a tire iron in hand and looks at the camera. Owen O'Rourke, which is more important, Tuck? Your match or your hog? Go ahead and finish that match. You won't have a bike to ride home on. Owen starts smashing the motorcycle with the tire iron as the scene fades to black. Gabriel looks fired up, looks to the rising Iroh and then to backstage. He drops to the mat, rolls out of the ring, and begins running down the aisle toward the back. Iroh Waters sits up and looks around for the missing Gabriel Tuck. Jessica Carr, Owen gone too far this time around. You don't mess with a man's ride. Victoria Hill, yeah, this is a trap. Gabriel should know it by now. He's laid many of these himself. Outside, Gabriel Tuck runs outside to his bike that is laying down on the ground, broken in several places. He looks around and is struck in the side of the head with a fist charged with lightning. Gabriel goes down to the ground, twitching from the power coursing through his body. Owen O'Rourke stands over him with a laugh and a lightning gauntlet on his right hand. Owen O'Rourke, this is where your story ends. Gabriel starts to get up and is punched down again. His body twitches from the power being forced into it. Owen kicks him in the face, sending blood and spittle spraying across the pavement. Owen O'Rourke, you thought you could jump into my business and not get fucked up? Say goodbye, Tuck. Owen pulls Gabriel up and flings him against the downed motorcycle. He's poised to strike him again with the lightning gauntlet when he sees motion out of the corner of his eye draws his attention. Iroh Waters comes running out of the door, striking Owen with the Calamity Trigger. Yukio Kushinaga McClancy walks out from the back with a squad of security. They grab the lightning gauntlet and hand it to Yukio before grabbing Owen and taking him away. Ira Waters holds out a hand to Gabriel Tuck, who has started to stir. He looks up at Iro. Gabriel Tuck, what about our match? Ira Waters, oh, the ref counted us out already. Come on, man. Gabriel Tuck, all right. Gabriel takes Iro's hand and is helped to his feet. Jessica Carr, where are they taking Owen to? Victoria Hill, I have no idea. Jessica Carr, so, Ashley Beaton counted them both out. A draw? Victoria Hill, I've been informed that the last match was officially declared a draw via a double count out. We'll have to see how that goes down. But that's also all the time we have for tonight. Jessica Carr, this has been Jessica Carr with Victoria Hill at the Climate Pledge Arena at Seattle, Washington. Both, and remember, #JoinTheConquest.